Excuse me. Hey, I am here to do my review for Basketball Wives, episode 7. I didn't have any intentions on doing like any reaction or review to Basketball Wives. It's because I feel like every time I watch it, I have an attitude. Um, the whole OG situation, I understand where she's coming from. I mean, not saying that I've dealt with it, but I completely understand why she's frustrated that no one is getting it, which is really crazy to me. Um, and again, like it's hard for to see black people say to a black woman, especially a dark skinned woman who feels that she has, been that colorism has just played a role in anything, and vice versa. Um, and then for those people to go back and say to that person that you're not experiencing that because I never experienced it is just like a white person coming to a black person and saying I never experienced racism because you wouldn't. You are the one on the giving end and the person who okay, a white person will be on the giving end and a black person will be on the receiving end. And that's just how it is with them. Like maybe every one of their actions didn't have anything to do with her being a darker skin, but I think that it just added to how she felt about the situation. Um, like because of the women who were saying it to her, like, okay, Malaysia is a darker skinned woman, but they still don't call her what they call OG. And calling her crazy and the things that they do call her maybe wouldn't, well, no, I don't really even think that she deserves it because she has never got physical with someone. And she's never got physical. If she raises her voice, she is aggressive, said to be aggressive, but it's not like that with the other women. And they may not mean it to be because she's darker skinned. It's just they don't like her, and they don't feel that she's attractive, and that's just all that there is to it. The other darker skinned women, they're not going to say that to because they are what society says is attractive. So even when Kristen went to her and said, me and you are the same skin tone, no, you're not. Not even close. I mean, close, but not even. For her to even bring that up to say, well, me and you are both of the same skin tone, I didn't experience it, is not being open to understand where she's coming from. So when Kristen went there, she went there saying, I didn't experience it, so it's not happening. When Malaysia went there, well, Kristen and Malaysia went back, it was Malaysia wanted to know what and if she has said anything to her OG. So they went through that, but it's still not saying that okay, maybe this did happen to you, and then the person does not, they don't mean it because you're a darker skinned woman, and just, I mean, they don't like you, they pick with you, whatever. It's you can't say you're open to something when you're not listening to the person who has that feeling or has had something done to them. And I felt really bad when Jackie told her to leave because even the night before, when Jackie's saying to her, do you think that you could sit down with the girls and say maybe this didn't happen? I wouldn't have done it either. And I think that it was very disrespectful for her to ask because basically, if she would have done that, then it would be, see, I told you we didn't do that to her. She made that up. She didn't go to Evelyn and say, Evelyn, do you think that you could sit down and say to her, the things that I said to you did not have anything to do with you being a dark skinned woman? And just flat out, she already said she feels she's ugly. Just say, I think you're ugly and I don't like you. And that would be more of just saying, I didn't mean it because you're dark skinned. I just meant it because you are who you are and I feel this way about you. And I think that it would have, um, I think if Jackie would have asked the other side to do what she asked OG to do, um, she would have got the same reaction. Evelyn would not have done it, because if she would have done it, if she was going to do it, she would have done it all this time. If she was really worried about her endorsements or whatever, she would have made it clear, this is why I said what I said. And Shawnee, she says whatever she says, and then whenever she feels like, okay, it's 2020, a pandemic, I don't want to, fight with anybody. When you say certain things to a person, you don't get to say, okay, well, I'm not mad at you anymore, so you shouldn't be mad at me. That's not how things work. And when you say, oh, she's still mad at that, like that happened so long ago, you just, you devalue the person's feelings because you at the time are no longer feeling that way. Or, if like you keep punching someone and then you say, okay, I'm not going to hit you anymore, but they don't want to be bothered with you can't get the attitude because you were the person who was putting that out there. And with Nia and Norea, I think her name is, um, them coming, I think that the episode where they came back and told OG that, what they spoke to Shawnee about on her behalf, I did definitely think that OG overreacted somewhat, but I didn't know that there was a history when I felt what I felt. Um, I think both of those girls are really sneaky. And the reason why I feel that they're sneaky is because you don't bring up the situation, you two knowing each other, or you claim that OG called you, but you don't bring that up until OG puts it out there that, like, this ain't the first time me and you talked. You came on the scene like, hi OG, nice to meet you. When, okay, yeah, you could have said nice to meet you in person, but we talked before. Or if you are not going to go on the reunion to cause trouble, why are you there now? Because basically you came there on your own, or not even on your own. Jackie invited you, but now you put it out there to the other girls that you used to date Lance. You ain't never had any other boyfriend than Lance that you could have brought up and left Lance out of it, knowing that Phoebe was, going to be amongst the girls, or, possibly meet up with her at some point during the season. So if OG did call her to bring her on the reunion and she didn't come, but then she meets up with Jackie and Jackie invites her, me personally, I would have said, I don't really want to be around OG because this is what she tried to get me to do, and I'm not that type of person. You didn't even tell Jackie that you knew OG. So I don't, and it baffles me that these girls only see that this girl is saying OG called me and tried to get me to come on the reunion. But nobody's asking, okay, then why are you here? Like, why didn't you tell us when you were sitting there, talking to us on OG's behalf, that she tried to get you to come and cause trouble during the reunion? I think that I see that a lot with this group. Like, they choose who they want to be mad at. It's not everybody in a situation. They just choose who they want to be mad at. Like Malaysia with Jackie. You got mad that Jackie told Evelyn and she told Kristen about the, rumors with your kids. You didn't get mad at Evelyn for wanting to call the dude and find out what the rumor, like all of it. You didn't get mad at her. So I don't understand. Like, they pick who they want to be mad at. It's very cliquish. And adult women don't do that to me. I mean, in my mind, adult women don't do that. I don't. want to be a part of any adult woman or girls who are going to do that stupid stuff. But yeah, like again, I was not going to do a review on them, but just watching Nia and Naraya, like, y'all girls are very sneaky. You wanted to get on TV and you came with that dumbass storyline, and you could have just, just been Jackie's friend, and it went on from there. And or I mean, if you really wanted a big storyline, you didn't even have to go to them and say, okay, yeah, Lance was an ex. You could have came on like, yeah, I'm coming to confront OG because she wanted me to, come on a reunion, and why would you call me with that nonsense? Anything. Like, I just don't see why anybody is like, not eyeing that. Everybody's just like, okay, it's cool. OG did it. And that is just the part that blows my mind. But anyway, I always forget about this. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out greatly. And maybe I'll be back next week. I don't really know if I will have I don't know if I want to do another review. I just wanted to talk about it and see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Peace.